Hello everyone, welcome back to Gloomhaven. Last time we had an introduction and our first combat over at Black Barrow and did not go so well, but a few things to note: that the experience that you gain through missions that you fail is still retained with you, so you do gain some benefit from going out on quests, and the gold too is retained, so we had 6 gold coming out of that, and then we did a city event when we got back and we got another 10 gold each, which means we can go shopping. So if we check out our equipment here, we have leather armor and a minor stamina potion. So for 10 gold, we can pick up something else. When attacked, consider any 2x card modifier an enemy draws to be a +0 instead. That's not bad, it basically prevents us from being crit. Or we can get any more minor healing potions, minor power potions, or minor stamina potions. So I think... here's a problem. Our small item slot 2 is locked and can be unlocked by gaining to level 3. So not much use in purchasing that right now. So for Brutus, let's get their own hide armor. On the next 2 sources of damage from attacks targeting you, gain 1 shield. And then we need to go into his selection, put on that. And additional attack modifiers. Now that we're wearing hide armor, we have to have this card in our deck, unfortunately. So we have one more -1 in our deck, which is going to make it slightly harder to hit our foes, but it will mean that we have more defense for ourselves, which is good. How do I get out of this screen? There we go. So is there anything we want for Faith? She's already wearing leather armor. We could take an iron helmet. It's the only other thing that we can afford to equip, so why not? We will put that on our noggins. And with that done, we'll head back to the map and we're going to go back to Black Barrow and see if we can't have some more success this time. I definitely made a few rookie errors last time.
Everyone needs to eat.
Yes, we know.
Whatever your reason for coming to Gloomhaven, out here on the edge of the world, that simple fact is never going to change. A mercenary can't fight on an empty stomach. So when Jexera, a Valrath woman wearing a red cloak and enough gold jewelry to keep you fed for a decade, approaches you in the Sleeping Lion and offers to pay you 10 gold coins to track down a thief and retrieve some stolen goods, well, seems like as good an excuse as any to sober up and start paying off your tab. This thief has taken some important documents, says the red-skinned merchant, her tail whipping about in agitation. I don't care what you do to him. Just bring back what is mine. Based on Jexera's description, it was easy enough to knock around a few alley thugs and get a location of the thieves' hideout. You don't find yourself as a mercenary way out in Gloomhaven without knowing how to crack a few skulls. So your target is the Black Barrow. Sounds like a lovely place.
And so we make the walk. We'll have a road event on the way. You're walking down the road when the sound of many wings pulls your gaze to the sky. Above you, you see a large flock of red birds flying southward. At that height, you figure a well-aimed arrow could bring one of them down and make a nice meal. Yeah, I'll take a meal. You pull back your bow and take aim. The instant you lose the arrow, however, you notice something odd about the birds. They are much farther away than you realized and much bigger. The arrow misses, but it gets their attention. As the flock turns and descends towards you, you realize that the shot at a group of drakes. You run for cover among the trees, but are hit by their acidic spit a number of times in the process. You have been muddled. Each character starts the next scenario suffering 2 damage. That is a bad time.
The hill is easy enough to find. A short journey past the new market gate, and you see it jutting out on the edge of the corpse wood, looking like a rat under a rug. Moving closer, you see the mound is formed from a black earth. Its small, overgrown entrance presents a worn set of stone stairs leading down into the darkness.
And down below we find a dungeon. Right, we have to choose new goals for perks. Loot no gold piles or chests during the scenario, get 2 perk points, or your health at the end of the scenario is equal to 2 or less. I think it will be easier to not loot anything. Objective: loot a chest during the scenario, 1 perk point. Cause a trap to be sprung or disarmed on your turn or on the turn of one of your summons during the scenario. Let's try and get the chest that we now know is at the end of the area. We equipped everything that we wanted to equip back when we were at the shop, so we can head on in.
Take care of these unfortunates, your target says, backing out of the room. You can vaguely make out his silhouette as he retreats down a hallway and through a door to his left. Well, it's not every day we get people stupid enough to hand-deliver their valuables to us, grins one of the larger bandits, unsheathing a rusty blade. We'll be killing you now. Joke's on them. If you had any valuables, you probably wouldn't be down here in the first place.
Right, so we are starting the combat, injured for 2 apiece, and we are muddled. A muddled character gains disadvantage on all of its attacks. The muddled condition is removed at the end of the affected character's next turn. So I think the easiest thing to do here, rather than having disadvantage and drawing 2 cards and taking the worst, might be to simply try and heal in this early stage. So we definitely have some healing. Special mixture, heal 3 self. And throwing knives have a range of 3. So if we were here, 1, 2, 3, we could hit both from there, or we could hit 2. Although that said, there's a chance that our healing might remove the muddled condition, but of course healing is on the top half of the card and throwing knives is on the top half of the card, so we don't want to do that. What's on the bottom of the card that is useful to us? We could move in and poison. On your next 4 attacks targeting enemies adjacent to none of their allies, add 2 to your attack. Move and add poison, but that's our special mixture where we want to heal with. So we don't have great options. Or I guess the brute, heal 2 at a range of 1. So the brute can heal our friend. And we can put up warding strength. On the next 6 sources of damage, you from attacks targeting you gain 1 shield. So we will heal our friend and put up warding strength. And then they will use throwing knives. 1, 2, 3. And we don't really have anything good to do with our other action. I guess we can just put out single out and have it going. It will thin our deck slightly, but it's something to do. Wow, they are fast off the mark. So, throwing knives, the 2 that we can hit. They take nothing. And we miss out on our ×2 there, which is a shame. They add more shield, as do these guys. They would attack with poison, except they didn't have any movement that turn, so they couldn't hurt us, I suppose. Right, now to this guy. We're going to heal. We are not close enough to heal them. I guess we could heal ourselves. That'll work out. I'm so... The heal and the 6 sources of damage for the shield are on the same tile. Retaliate self. Gain 1 each time you retaliate this round. Well, the round's no good to us because it's about to be the end of the round rather than being right at the start. So I guess we're going to heal ourselves. And do nothing with this. And I'm going to continue to feel daft. Right, new round. Let's not make more absolutely novice mistakes. Spare dagger. Attack 3, range 3. So we can hit the guy in front with that. If we were stood in the doorway, 1, 2, 3, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 away, and we would need to jump to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we do a trample, we can move 4, jumping, and attack 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if we move for 6, we can hurt them all as we move through them all. And then we can sweeping blow from the attack top of this card to hurt them all. The only problem with that is we're going to go really late in the order and they'll probably move before then. But we'll see what we can do with it. Then here. We're going to need to move in because we don't have any more ranged attacks. But we can move and add poison. And then attack something. No, move 2, add 2. Attack 3. Move 6. We'd like to go slower than 64, but we can't. What do we do? I'm really bad at this. I guess we're just going to move for 3 and attack something. They're going on 15, so they're all going to move together first. Nope, they don't get a movement action that turn, so that works out for us. So we're going to move 3. Poison this guy. Then attack them. We draw a +1, so they actually die, which is wonderful. Then we are going to move 4, targeting all enemies that we move through. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5, so we'll activate our Boots of Striding. That'll put us on 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to opt not to open the door yet. We attack both of the things that we move through. Then we attack with a sweeping blow. We still have 1 piece of movement left, I guess, but we don't have to take it. And that attack manages to hit nobody. Right, then back to the top. We can cleave here now, where the 2 of them are. And we can shield ourselves before doing that. Add to attack. Someone trap, attack 3. Move, quick hands. Move 2, attack 2. So we can move 2, attack 2, and then Thief Snack. So this is top, this is bottom. They draw 15s again. Seems to be their MO. We're going to shield ourselves. Then attack them both. We are not drawing good cards. They have made themselves stronger. Still refusing to attack us though, which is nice. So we start with a move and an attack. I guess we will move into the door because we're last in the order, so anybody else would have already gone. Because enemies in the new room missed their initiative. Then we're going to attack. Oh, they have Retaliate, which will be great. So we're going to get hit for 2. And then we're going to attack again as well. At least that one's dead. And then these guys are taking the same action. So we don't get their initiative. They just get to go at the end of the turn that instigated the moving through the doorway. Alright. What do we have? Grab and go. This is the Brute. We can Overwhelming Assault for 6. That would be the fastest way to kill this guy. Overwhelming Assault and then Grab and Go to move for 4 into the next room. At a range of 3, we can pull something 2 towards us. So we could pull this guy into the trap. But we would need to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to be 3 further forward to do that. We can move 6. It's just going to put us in harm's way quite badly. Let's give it a go. So we're going to move 3. Now, unfortunately, we can't split our movement with our attack. Wait. I'm so dumb. It's the bottom of 2 cards again. Alright, we're going to stay here then. And then turn ourselves invisible. So we now have the invisible condition. An invisible character cannot be focused on nor targeted by the enemy, but can be damaged by non-targeted damage. Invisibility does not affect interactions with allies. The invisible condition is removed at the end of the affected character's next turn. Monsters treat invisible characters as if they were obstacles. Right, we're doing our really big smack here. And we draw a -1 and still don't get to kill this thing. I'm going to move in just to spend the movement that we have, otherwise we're going to be trying to get into that room forever. Then back to us. We've got Provoking Roar and Spare Dagger. Any enemy who targets one of your adjacent allies with an attack this round targets you with that attack instead, regardless of the range. And then we'll Spare Dagger the guy behind us and hope to be done with them. We are invisible, so we're going to need a short rest to get some cards back. Sure, we'll lose Backstab. I'm not going to overthink it. And now we can't pull you into this trap anymore, unfortunately. Do we have an attack on the bottom on Thieves' Knack. And we have attack on top with throwing knives, so we'll do those. So we start with our ranged attacks. Disadvantage. An attacker with disadvantage will draw 2 modifiers and use whichever one is worse. So we're not going to attack the ones that we're next to then, because that will give us disadvantage. We'll throw the ones further away. How did we... Scoundrel deals 8 damage. 0 plus 2 times 2 plus 1 minus 1 equals 8 to Bandit Elite Guard. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but I'm very happy about it. So that was our throwing knives. So now we can attack these 2 guys. An invisible character cannot be focused on nor targeted. But this doesn't give us any kind of boon to our attack, does it? Well, still, that went great. Now, we don't need to do a ranged attack anymore, but that's fine because we can attack top here and bottom here. So we'll start on this side because I'd rather have the opportunity to push this guy into a trap. And I will take a minor healing potion at this time. Then they get a turn. They're buffing their shield and their strength, but not attacking us. They do have retaliate, though. We are going to short rest. I don't think... Ah, we burned our push. I'm so mad. That's fine. We're still going to short rest. No, we have a push here. Never mind. We're not going to burn this. We're going to redraw once. We will burn Spare Dagger. Then we want to shove. Attack 3, push 2. So we'll hit this guy, shove them into the trap, and then hopefully give ourselves a way out. And then I will take Leaping Cleave for some movement. Then for our Scoundrel, we can attack with poison, add 2 attack and gain 1 experience when the target is adjacent to any of your allies. Well, we'll do that, and then we will loot 1 and get some of this gold that's going free. But we'll do the other way around so we act later. Shield 1, retaliate 2. Right, so what I want to know is, if I were to attack you in this exact scenario, can I push you back there from here? I don't think so. So we're going to have to move first. Then shoving push you. Oh, you have to confirm the tactic. Then you do the shoving afterwards. And we can shove off axis, which is a worthwhile lesson. And we can send them through both of these traps. Alright, that's good. Scoundrel will loot 1. That will take all of the gold around her. Or will we? Because we need to keep moving. Being still is going to be really bad for us because we only get so many turns and redraws and the like. So we could loot for gold, or we could move for 2. Not that anything's going to be adjacent to us. We could move for 2 and then move for 5. Or even, if we get really clever about it, we can move for 5, come through the door.
Kicking through the door, you find yourself face to face with the reason these bandits chose this particular hole to nest in. Animate bones. Unholy abominations of necromantic power. Nothing more to do but lay them to rest, along with the remainder of this troublesome rabble.
We can finish our 5 movement, gets us to here. And then we can move to attack 2. We draw ×2, which is lovely. We should take our stamina potion at some point, but I'm never sure when's going to be great for that. We get hit for -1, and -1 again. That's a bad time. Probably... burn a card. And we will burn Venom Shiv so we can keep our healing, I suppose. Alright, we'll burn our healing so that we can stay alive, I suppose. Into round 7. Right, how much movement can we get? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we can get 4 movement. And we... no, because we can't. Eye for an eye is the bottom one. So it's going to be a bad time trying to do anything out there. Taking a short rest is daft, though. So we're going to have to move for 4 just to get in the room. And then we'll play Retaliate, even though it's unideal. Might be able to make it work if we can move this Faith back. So we'll short rest. We lose Flanking Strike. We have 3 cards back. We are going to move back 2 on Quick Hands and then Throwing Knives. But we want to do that first so we can be out of the way for the other guy. So, if we do this, we would have disadvantage, so we're not going to do that. We are going to move back 2. Then attack with those. End the scoundrel's turn. We're going to get back one of our cards though, so that we can use Thieves' Knack next turn, and we'll take back Throwing Knives to have in hand again. I will take that 1 damage. I will take that 2 damage. Now we are going to move 4, which puts us here. And then we can use Retaliate, so that when these bones hit us, we will hit them back. And the Retaliate won't be interrupted by their shield. I will take the 2 damage. That guy dies to the Retaliate. Now, I would really like for Faith to get that chest. So we would need to be standing one of these two tiles to loot 2. But we can't move and loot. So from here, we can move 2. Then we'd be in the way on a 10 or a 23. Brute can move 3. 1, 2, 3. Get all up in their business. And then shield bash. And we'll do shield bash first to be on higher initiative, then sweeping blow. And here we're going to Thieves' Neck to move first, and then throwing knives after Brutus has gotten out of the way. So, Brutus. Move 3. Attack 4. We don't want the extra movement. We're going to attack and stun the one closer to the treasure chest. So we did -2 damage, but we still inflicted the stun, which is important. Now we are going to move 2. And then attack with our daggers again. We end our turn. We get the 4 gold that we're stood on. We'll take the 3 damage. Now we're up again. We're going to short rest because we have to play 2 cards. We will lose grab and go, that's fine. And Faith is going to have to short rest. And what we really don't want to lose is throwing knives. Because throwing knives has loot too. But we only have 1 HP, so this is purely a crapshoot. We don't get to redraw. Normally you can pay 1 HP to redraw the card, but we only have 1 HP, so we don't have the luxury of redrawing. I guess the other option would be to take a long rest, burn 1 discarded card to recover all other discarded cards, heal for 2, and then refresh all of our spent cards. So we could do that. But then we'd have to wait till next turn to go again, and we might get shot in the interim. It's quick hands. We can burn quick hands. That's fine. So we're going to play Throwing Knives, Thieves' Neck to move and then loot the chest. And the Brute, we are just going to try and kill these 2 guys as fast as we can. Unfortunately, we can't hit them both in a sweeping blow. On the next 6 sources of damage from attacks, gain 1 shield. Retaliate. Kite attacks. I think we're just going to keep it simple. Attack and disarm. And then warding strength. They're going on a 31, which is good for us. So we're going to move 2 to here. No. No, you moron. You can't move 2 and loot 2. I'm a moron after all. Well, we'll attack this target that we have. They are dead. Brute. On the next 6 sources of damage, Loot no gold piles or chests during the scenario. Would I rather have the chest or the indignant boons? Well, we have no target here now, so we're going to be missing this attack. We take no damage for that. Now, we are unable to take a short rest because we do not have 2 cards. So the scoundrel is exhausted, unfortunately. So it's all up to the brute just to kill this archer. So we need to move in. And then attack with whatever is strongest, which is going to be Leaping Cleave. They're going ahead of us. They put down a trap, that's not a problem. So we move here and attack here. Then we need to short rest. And we'll just go on Eye for an Eye and Leaping Cleave. They're going slower than us, so we can cleave them. As long as we don't miss. We don't. They have died. We can still move. And so at this point, I could move onto one of the gold piles to get myself 2 gold. But I'd rather loot no gold or chests during the scenario. So I'll just heal myself because I can. And end my turn. And then as we have ended the turn...
With the last bandit dead, you take a moment to catch your breath. And steel yourself against the visions of living remains ripping at your flesh. Your target is not among the dead. And you shudder to think what horrors still await you in the catacombs below.
Right, so we got 2 perk points, which is wonderful. Loot a chest during the scenario we failed to do, unfortunately. I misplayed that horribly. And so that mission is resolved. We will go back to the map now, I believe. But we should still be at Black Barrow. We get 6 XP. And the Barrow Lair is available to us on the map. Occasionally, you will come across linked quests. Linked quests share a narrative arc and are encouraged to be completed one after the other. By going directly to the linked quest, you will avoid running into road encounters. If you prefer, you can return to Gloomhaven by clicking on its location on the map. Remember, while outside Gloomhaven, you cannot buy or sell items, level up, create new mercenaries, or retire current ones. So, Faith has her 10 gold, because she picked up 4 more during that fight and had 6 remaining. Brutus got no gold, but we both have gained a bit more experience, so next time we'll be able to go to Barrow Lair and continue on with our encounters. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I'm not very good at this game yet. I keep making very daft fundamental mistakes of not playing the top and bottom cards correctly, but I will learn and I will improve, and I'm looking forward to seeing where all this goes. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.